Hi everyone and welcome back to the channel. I am back today with a speed build using Snowy Escape. I went with building a traditional Machiya. I hope I said that right. I researched it and supposedly that's right. So Machiyas are very traditional Japanese townhomes. They are made from wood and very prevalent in Kyoto, and that's what I decided to go with. There was not a lot of choices for Japanese build styles. There wasn't really when I was looking, but I wanted something pretty and traditional because the assets in the pack are simply gorgeous and I wanted to do it justice. I do change my mind an awful lot throughout the build, so please do excuse that. I struggled a bit. I didn't know which way to go, so a lot I was finding was very dark wood, and the woods in the pack are very traditional, which is a burnt wood, which helps to preserve the wood. They were very traditional. I didn't want to go too light because that felt too modern, and for it to be a Machiya, it's got to be post 1950, and they go all the way back hundreds, probably 1,000 years. It's hundreds of years, I think, probably 1,000 years. And I wanted to get it correct. I've been trying to do the audio now for 2 days. I almost didn't do it today either. Sadly, one of my chickens passed away this morning. Miss Veruca, she was the sweetest bird. I'd had her 4 years. She'd been sick and I went out to give her her medication this morning and she passed away in my arms. So if I sound a bit breathless and that, it's because I've been crying non-stop. I was very upset. I love my birds very much. And I know that they're chickens, but yeah, they're adorable little things. I've had them a long time. So losing her was quite a blow. So I almost didn't do it today, but I made myself sit down and do it. So I may ramble a bit, I may be a little bit incoherent, but I'm trying hard to get it just right. So this is, I'll tell you a little bit about the build, about Machiyas. So they're found all throughout Japan. They were mainly for businesses or merchants or shops or tradespeople. So the downstairs was always the work area and upstairs was the living space. I didn't really have a huge living space upstairs. I believe that I end up with the main bedroom, an office and a guest room with all the amenities, which are the bath, the shower, the toilet, the sink and laundry area, all downstairs in the section you can see me building now, because I wanted it to have a traditional courtyard garden. I do change the layout quite a bit throughout the video, you'll notice. Sorry, it's just my process. I am never, I think, oh yes, I'll follow that floor plan and then I change it. And I should still really stop doing that, and it would take me half the time. I think this took me start to finish 8 hours. I did rebuild it on my stream and it came out lovely. That was easy to do. That was over 2 nights. And then I sort of used, actually the stream was kind of influenced this one, so I changed it a lot because of what I built on the stream. So I was trying really hard to match the area, and as you can see, all of this area seems to be Machiyas. And I didn't want to go too modern because, as I said, they can't be classified as a Machiya if they are too modern. But the interior feels very, when it's all finished, which you will see, there is a tour at the end. I do try to tour every single room. I will timestamp that so it's easier for you to see. But you can see how I change my processes, you know, all the same. And there's the little doggies I've been painting for the pack. So I have Akitas and Shibas. I'm going to do some Japanese chins. I was going to do a Japanese terrier because they're really cute, so I probably will do that. They're a lovely little breed. Here I was trying to work out, because I want to go upstairs, and I was trying to work out spacing and everything. I do end up changing it so that we don't have the openness all the way from the kitchen. I do close off the kitchen with the double doors later on, but it keeps changing throughout. I do change everything a bit too much. It's just my process. It's what I do. It's what I do. This is my second attempt at the audio this morning. I did it right, and then when I was watching the video, talking over it, I noticed a section of about 30 seconds where I hadn't done anything and I hadn't edited it out. So instead of pausing the video, I recorded over myself. So it was like this double recording of me talking over myself. It was horrible, and I hate my voice at the best of times. So hearing myself talk over myself twice over was rather disturbing. So this is me changing out how it looks. I wanted a bit more detail just above the slatted wood. So I used those lattice, sized it down and started placing it all the way around. And I go all the way around the bottom. And I think it's quite effective. I do change out the side. I do take the side in the what becomes the lounge room. I do change out that window. Well, the open doors, I change it to a window so that you get this really pretty view of the Zen garden at the side. You'll see it later. I was trying to do traditional roofing, and then I realised I'd messed up with the roof. I didn't have it slanting to the front, rather I had the peak at the front, so I had to change it all around. Because I was trying to do a quick speed build, but it never works out like that for me. Nothing's ever quick. I always take way too long to do things. I was looking at the assets, trying to work out what I'd have as window coverings, and then I was like, oh no, I wouldn't have that much. Here I'm laying out the upstairs. I was going to just have 2 rooms and the main room, but then I realised the rooms were rather large, so they would have been huge rooms. So as I said, I end up with a main bedroom, an office and a guest room. And the place does feel really calming, really soothing. I have in the lounge I went with the fireplace. I think it's a little bit too big for the build, but in winter it'd be lovely, all lit and nice. All lit and nice. I don't even know what I'm saying. I'm trying to fill in time talking about the build, and but I changed my mind so much during the build. Like I was like, oh, I like those windows. Then I changed them to more narrow ones because everything I was looking at, they were a little bit more narrow. So I went with that. But I think that I might do some modern Japanese townhomes next on another lot and do 2 next to one another, maybe. I'm not too sure. I'll have a look at, because I have found some reference pictures and some floor plans. And I was doing a lot of modern building, but I was doing so much of it that I decided I had to change up how I was building. So I changed everything I build. I tried to change and do it differently somehow for the next one. So my style, I don't really have a style, as I build every which way, except for I haven't done a castle. But to be honest, a castle doesn't appeal to me. I tend to build what I like. And with each new pack, I tried to keep it as true to the pack as I could. Like I had a lot of fun with Eco Lifestyle. I really did enjoy that. And even Journey to Batu, I really did enjoy it. I thought I wouldn't, and I resisted buying it. I was like, no, I'm not going to buy it. And I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed Journey to Batu. The assets are wonderful. And I did this kind of dystopian Moroccan looking Tetuan street scene, and it came out amazingly. But I tend to do the build and then I never look back at it. I just leave the Sims living in them, which is really bad of me. And I feel quite bad that I've abandoned the Sims, but I like to imagine their lives are fabulous and they're just living their life and enjoying it. Excuse me while I just take a sip of water from my water bottle. It is spring here, almost summer, and it's starting to heat up and heat up and heat up. There, that was me just sipping on my water bottle. So this was me putting all the things up. I do change everything out. What I did find out when I was researching the builds was that the toilet is always separate from the bath and shower, which is always separate from the sink. And that the sink goes into the utility room, so like with your washer, dryer. And so that's what I did. Here I am working out the courtyard. It does all change. I end up popping in a koi pond, which I absolutely love the look of. And of course you get koi. It's like instantaneous. You add the lotus flowers from the snowy escape pack and koi. It's a koi pond. It's wonderful. I used the plant, the ground covering plant from Island Living, because I wanted it to have like a mossy look, and it was the closest I could get. Of course in winter it doesn't look so great, but it was close. It looks great in summer and spring. It looks really nice. Winter it dies off a bit, but it still gives the effect I was after. And that was more for the courtyard area, for the Zen garden and that. I popped a little Zen garden on the side there, just to fill in the block. It's a small block. I think it is the 20 by 15. So the house fills it. I love to build what I call little scenes so that your sim is immersed when you play. So that's why I always put street lights out, and yeah, I feel like they're little scenes that my sim gets to live their best little life in. I think it is. I have included right at the end, I don't know if I said this, I'm just waffling away, but at the end I do have a tour of the build. So we get flybys, flyovers, we go throughout the rooms and everything. I do change all the lounge again, but I wanted to show my process, and my process essentially is I will build and then I change everything. Maybe I should cut this out and then make it look like, no, I literally knew from the moment I started decorating exactly how I wanted to do it. I never do. I like to sort of play in it and then I'll change it. Oh, with the tatami mats, I think I said that right. I hope I did. I found a guide. There's lots out there as to how to lay them out, because there's a correct way and a wrong way. One way is for good luck and the other way brings bad luck. And I didn't want the bad luck. I genuinely didn't. So I'm laying out the laundry here, trying to get it right, and the sink on the other side. I do change that a bit, I think. I can't remember. I had a bit of trouble in the bathroom because I didn't want it looking too modern, and when I was doing this it just felt too modern. So I end up with using the dark heavy slatted wood, and it's really nice. I did use tulle in the build, not heavily, but I did use it. I used it in the windows to put items into that recessed window and to create the stand that the shoes are on, and I think a couple of areas. If you don't use tulle, you really should. It's absolutely amazing. I love tulle. It's by Twisted Mexi and absolutely brilliant. It just gives you so much more scope with building. You can objects you wouldn't even think of become other things. I'm not big on that, but there are quite a few people who are, and they're amazing at it. I'm a bit of a novice with it. So laying out the kitchen, I do end up changing some things. I make sure that I clutter, trying to make it look lived in, but not like, oh my god, where are the door cupboards to hide it. Because real life, my kitchen is not cluttered at all. I think the only thing I have on the sides is kettle, toaster and tea canisters. That's it. That's all I have on the sides in my kitchen. I'm very, very... I don't think it would surprise anybody to hear that I'm a bit of a neat freak. I'm a bit of a neat freak. I like things very, very tidy and organised. So going through, I was trying to find things. I love those plates. Those plates are everything. But trying to get everything to fit in and look good was quite difficult. I do go and... oh, the hot pot. That was great for under there. Here I am trying to fill up areas so I can decorate. And it kind of works. Kind of works. And then I can pop things in. Once I've got those spaces at the top, it will stop things jumping up to the top. So that's what I was trying to do. And I'm trying to make it look like we use the cupboards, but we don't over clutter. I did have to end up removing the pans that I used from outdoor excuse me outdoor retreat, because they were making the build, it was an unpleasant environment. They go off, so I had to remove them. Sadly, they looked great, but I had to remove them. This platform idea isn't mine. It's by Artor. It's their idea. Artor. He is on Twitter, and he is an amazing builder. Well, he does these amazing photo edits, so he does rooms and things. It's just gorgeous. It was his idea. So full credit to him. I like to credit people if I use their ideas. I think that's the polite thing to do. And I change it all anyway. At the end, you'll see everything I've changed. I change it immensely. I never know what to do. My throat is getting really, really scratchy here because I'm talking so much. I used tool here as well. I sized up the bedside cabinet and then I sized up the shelf, placed it on top so it looks like a sideboard, chest of drawers sideboard. And I think it works really well. It sort of finishes off the room. I was struggling with this room because normally I'd put an ensuite in, but I couldn't do that because traditionally you don't have that. They're always in a separate... The toilet and the shower is always in a separate area in the house. So this is what I ended up doing. And it all changes. But as I said, you will see that very, very soon. You will see it very soon. I'm trying to think what's coming up next. Looking at the thing. We go into, so that is the small narrow one is the office, the other one is the guest room, and that is me just popping things in. I wasn't too sure what to do in the office, so I hop on over to the guest room, and I am in love with the iCat fabric, which is the blue one that's coming up. It's absolutely stunning. And I used it downstairs with the poof by the front door. Absolutely gorgeous. Okay, so this is coming to an end. So what I am going to do is I will hop out of here and I will be back soon with, I'm not too sure yet. I'm thinking, as I said, I may do a modern townhome, Japanese townhome, or we may do an apartment. And I might play around with some platform ideas for us. I'm not too sure at the moment. But I do want to keep making videos as I really do enjoy building. And I hope that they help. I hope it's fun to watch. And the tours are coming up in just a moment. So I will be back soon. Take care. Stay safe. And all my love. Bye-bye. Bye.